Hi guys, so this week I'm bringing you a 15-minute beginner's flow. This flow is actually featured in my beginner's e-guide, Your Yoga. So if you want a breakdown of the postures we're going through today, you can grab yourself a copy in the link below. But for now, enjoy and I'll see you on the next video. So before we start our practice today, let's just take a few moments to focus on the breath. Coming to a kneeling position, close your eyes, sit nice and tall. And breathing in and out through your nose, just give yourself this time to connect with how you're feeling today and taking that forward into today's practice. When you're ready, you can open the eyes, maybe roll through the wrists a few times before placing the hands down on the mat in front of you, coming into tabletop. Hands are under the shoulders, knees under the hips. As you inhale, lift the head and hips. Exhale as you round through the spine. We're going to work into a few cat-cows here. Inhale, lift the head and hips. Exhale, round through the spine. Really push the floor away to find space through the shoulders. Inhale as we lift. Exhale as we round. So just using the breath to guide you through this. Repeat it as many times as you feel you want to. And maybe introduce a few barrel rolls here too, so starting to work into the side of the body, linking everything together. Then we're going to come into thread the needle, so threading the left hand through the space between the right hand and right hip. Keeping the weight in that right hand, you're going to twist through, keep the hips nice and square, and then find that breath. Good, 5 breaths here. Before inhaling, pushing through that right hand to help you back to center, and coming into the same twist on the other side. So right hand's now going to thread through the space between the left hand and left hip, keeping that weight in the left hand, and finding the breath through the twist. Good, after 5 breaths here, pushing into the left hand, bringing yourself back to center, before coming into down dog. So we're going to tuck the toes under, pop the knees off the floor before sending the hips back. So you can keep the knees bent here, work through the feet, lifting one heel then the other, before finding stillness in down dog. So here your feet are hips distance, your hands are shoulders distance. And I want you to think about drawing your heels down towards the mat. Don't worry if they don't touch just yet, but that's what we're working towards. 5 deep breaths here as we draw in the lower belly, tailbones nice and high. Take an inhale, look forward, come to tiptoes. Exhale as we bend those knees, and then start to step your way forward to the front of the mat to meet the hands. Take an inhale, lift the chest. You may need to bring the hands to the shins here or keep the knees bent. Hands come down and then start to work into forward fold. Inhale, bend those knees, lift yourself up, reach towards the ceiling. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good, so repeating that the other way now. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, bend those knees, send the chest forward towards the shins as we come into forward fold. If you need to keep the knees bent here, then do. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, place the hands down, step the feet back. Drop the knees towards the floor. And as we exhale, lower the chest. Inhale, coming up to up dog. Drop the knees again, come back to tabletop, tuck the toes under. Hips come back to down dog. So again, just allowing ourselves to reset here. 5 deep breaths. Good. If you need to keep your knees bent here, that's absolutely fine. Inhale as we look forward, we're going to step the right foot in between the two hands as we ground that back heel. Inhale as we lift through the chest, lift through the fingertips as we find Warrior One. Good, so keep bending into that front leg, grounding through that back foot. Reach up towards the ceiling. 5 deep breaths. As we exhale, turning the body out to find Warrior Two, you may want to straighten the leg just to readjust, and then bending into that front leg, tee the arms out to the side and look down towards your right fingertips. Try to keep that tailbone tucked in and your bent knee pushing out. Flipping the palm, we're now going to come into Reverse Warrior. So if this isn't something you feel comfortable with, you can stay in Warrior Two. But again, just working into that side body as we reach up through the fingertips. Exhale, come back. Placing the right elbow on top of the right thigh, we're going to circle through the left arm and find side angle pose. So lengthening all the way from that left foot through the body up towards the left fingertips. Again, keeping that tailbone tucked in, finding the breath. Placing both hands down on the mat, bring the back heel off the floor, step the right foot back to join it. Knees come down, exhale, lower the chest. Inhale, push up to find up dog. Exhale, drop the knees, tuck the toes, find down dog. Good, so again, reset, taking a few deep breaths here. Inhale as you look forward, left foot's now going to step through, ground through that right foot. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the arms all the way up to Warrior One. Good. If having the hands together here is too much on the shoulders, you can have them shoulder width apart. That is another option for you. Before coming into Warrior Two, as we exhale, legs stay in the same position. The body's now going to turn out and you're going to look down your left hand. Good. Keep breathing. For those wanting to take Reverse Warrior, we're going to flip that left palm up and then start to send the body back, reach up towards the ceiling to find Reverse Warrior. Exhale, return to Warrior Two. Placing the left elbow on the left thigh, rotate that right arm round. Finding that side stretch, tailbones tucked in, bent knees pushing back. You might start to feel it in your legs a bit here. And as you come into your last exhale, placing the right hand and left hand down, back heel pops up, left leg steps back, find plank, drop the knees, exhale, lower the chest. Inhale, find up dog. Exhale, either drop the knees or see if you can keep the hips up, find down dog. 5 deep breaths. After 5 breaths, inhale, lift the head. Exhale, drop the knees down to the floor and send the hips back to find child's pose. So again, just connecting with the breath as we lengthen through the spine. Allow the head to come to the mat and relax those shoulders. Take an inhale, lift the head, and I want you to make your way down to lay on your belly. So coming into Sphinx, we're going to bring the elbows directly under the shoulders. Hands are going to stay shoulder width apart with the fingers nice and wide on the mat. Really lifting up through the chest. We're going to take 5 breaths here. So it can be quite easy to sink into the shoulders here. I really want you to think about pushing the elbows into the floor and lifting up. Try not to squeeze your bum, as tempting as it's going to be. Try to keep it relaxed. Exhale, drop the head to the floor, release the hands behind you, palms are going to face up, and from here we're going to come into locust pose, so another baby back bend. Inhale as you roll the shoulders back, and then lift the head, hands and feet off the floor, so we're going to be on our belly and hips here. Think about sending the energy back and lengthening through the body. 5 deep breaths. And then exhale, release down. So just take a moment to reset here. And then bring your hands to the side of your chest, push up, and then send the hips back to the heels, coming in to find child's pose. After 5 breaths in child's pose, inhale, lift the head. And then I want you to make your way to lay on your back, so however you want to get there. And then we're going to bend the knees, soles of the feet are going to be on the mat, hips distance apart. And then we're going to kind of windscreen wiper these knees. So coming over to the left, drop the left knee out to the side. And as we do that, this right knee is going to come to touch the left foot. Take a breath here. Inhale back to center, and we're going to twist the other way. So right knee is going to drop out, left knee is going to come with it, and it's going to hit just underneath your right foot. So you have got the option to either stay here or start to move through one way then the other. So inhale, lift the knees, exhale, twist, inhale, lift, exhale, twist. So just going through this a few times on your own before coming back to center. Extending the left leg out so it's going to be flat along the mat. We're going to bend this right knee in towards us. So interlace the fingers at your right shin and then draw it in towards the chest, relax the shoulders as we start to stretch into this right hip. So of course you do have the option to stay here. If you want to add a twist, we're going to take our left hand on the outside of the right knee and encourage that knee across and over the body. So if we can, we're going to try and get it to touch the floor. If not, you may need to place it onto a block or bolster here. So just trying to avoid having the joint hanging out in midair. Hips here are stacked, so one's under the other. You might need to have a little shuffle. And then extending that right arm out along the floor to stretch across the chest. Good, take an inhale back to center. Square the hips off, and then we're going to switch sides. So left knee is now going to draw in towards the chest. Relax your shoulders, relax your face. Right leg and right heel are still in contact with the mat. Good, stretching into that left hip now. For those wanting to come into the twist, left arm's going to extend out along the floor. Right hand's going to take the outside of the left knee and encourage it across and over to come to the floor. Again, using a block or bolster if you used one on the other side. Good, breathe. You may even want to close your eyes here. So this twist in particular will help to release the lower back. And if you've got the other arm out across the floor, it will start to work into the shoulders too. Inhale back to center, bending both knees in towards the chest now. Just give yourself a hug, maybe rock from side to side. And then release the legs down. Feet are going to be the width of the mat. Arms are going to come out to the side of you as well with the palms facing up. Closing the eyes and finishing the practice in Shavasana. So really feeling every inhale and exhale. and allowing yourself to completely relax after your hard work today. Good, staying here as long as you feel you need to. We're going to stay for 10 deep breaths today. But of course, if you want to stay longer, then do. So just gently starting to wake yourself up again. Maybe open the eyes, wiggle the fingers and toes. And then taking a good stretch. So inhale as you lengthen through the body, reach through the fingertips and toes. And then exhale, release. Bring both knees in towards the chest. Rock yourself up. And we'll finish there for today.